Hey, this is the Spiritual Medicine Digest for August 11th, 2025. I'm Dr. Karen Kanji, and we are going to be talking about orphaned emotions, specifically those emotions that we don't particularly prefer. So we're talking about anger, fear, anxiety, worry, things like that. So I was taught that these emotions were bad and that we should try not to have them. So I did my best to be nice, to never be angry. If I did have fear, I wouldn't admit to it. Um, and wonder why as a kid I didn't sleep very well because I was worried about my grades. I was worried about this friend, that friend, blah, blah, blah. At some point, I think I worried about everybody. I felt like I had to save the world, even as a kid. Kind of crazy, right? Not maybe not so much as a sensitive soul. Many of us feel that way as children. We just don't know why. So, my husband was reading and through his own interpretation of one of Eckhart Tolle's books, and he announced to me one morning, he's like, "Yeah, we don't need anger." That's probably not what Eckhart said, but it's been a while since I read the book, so I was like, interesting. So there was a sense, at least the interpretation, and I think this is true of many people, that these emotions are unnecessary. Don't need them. If you entertain them, if you have them, too bad for you. You're not as evolved. Maybe you're not as enlightened. You know, think about the calmness and peacefulness of monks praying and meditating on the mountain, wherever, right? And we have this picture in our minds that these enlightened people are never angry, never upset, never feel lost, never cry, all those kinds of things. And I get that. I had that belief too. However, those of us who have considered these negative emotions bad or unwanted, these emotions which are just energies, by the way, become orphaned. So what do I mean by that? If we ignore, stuff, pretend not there, so-called negative emotions, they get trapped in our bodies, in our energy bodies, in our emotional bodies, and they don't actually get processed. So as I went through my life in school and medical school and trying to be everything to everyone, including my parents, be the best daughter, be the best wife to my husband, be the best doctor, sister, whatever. I was not aware at all that I had any sort of anger. Worry, I probably would have admitted to, but anger, no, 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 no. Those are for like negative people, right? I don't get angry. And I remember going to the acupuncturist in the middle of my healing of fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue. And she said, "Do you mind if I do a little Reiki on you? I think that this would be really helpful." I said, sure, sure, right. So she has her hands on my body and she's like, "Oh my." She's doing this thing down my leg. And I was like, "Okay, I don't know what I'm supposed to feel, but okay." At least I was open. She says to me later, "You have so much rage." And I gotta tell you, I took it personally in that moment. I didn't say it, but I was like, "Oh, really?" Thinking, "You don't know me. I'm a nice person. I do not have rage." She goes, "Yeah, it's pent up, and there's just like all this black stuff that was coming out of your liver. Like Like I could see truckloads just like releasing, and I was releasing it down your right leg, right?" And I kind of took that comment and I kind of stuffed it away, and I thought, I don't know what she's talking about. I'm not angry. People like that, I'm not angry. But then, as I started learning about my illness and decided to take some lessons in Reiki and psychic development, personal development with my teacher, Pat, I realized that acupuncturist was right. I had so much rage and anger pent up, resentment. of being everything to everyone and people not being satisfied with it, right? Like I blamed them because I was like, I'm trying so hard and you are not appreciating me. Like that was kind of sort of what I was emanating, not knowing that I was, right? So there was all this resentment built up because I sacrificed myself. I sacrificed my health. I sacrificed what I wanted for my parents, seemingly, for my patients, for my husband, and I blamed them for me being unhappy. Hmm. Boy, even admitting at that point that I was unhappy, that was tough. That was tough. I mean, I literally like, oh, my body's falling apart. It sucks. I hate this. I have a lot of pain. I can barely wake up and function. No, I'm not angry. No, I'm not sad. Yeah, I laugh at it now, but back then I definitely resisted those negative emotions. They became orphaned emotions. Now I understand that having emotions are part of life. It's part of being human. I know some of you are like, I'm not really human. I'm alien. I'm not from this planet. I get it. Okay. But right now, you're in a human body with the ability to feel the breadth of human emotion. Congratulations. You did choose this after all. And so instead of orphaning these emotions, saying they're bad, unnecessary, and I'm not saying Eckhart Tolle said necessarily that's what he said, okay? I wasn't reading that chapter in the book, but that was the interpretation of many people, including my husband, that if you feel on some level that these so-called lower vibrational emotions are bad and you have to get rid of them ASAP, and that's all you can think about, right? I need to get rid of them, the low vibration. I might manifest something terrible, law of attraction, right? If I vibrate in these low areas, then you have orphaned emotions and they will sneak around and get trapped in your body. That was what my fibromyalgia chronic fatigue syndrome was all about. I was freaking angry and resentful of being everything to everyone, and I wanted to blame everyone else for my unhappiness, which took me forever to even admit. And when I finally accepted that maybe I might have some anger, maybe, right? Then I could actually heal. And the easiest, quickest way to get through this human experience of so-called negative emotions, yes, you can, of course, use beautiful, amazing modalities like the emotion code, right? Um, to release negative emotions that are trapped in your body. I'm talking about, what if you are in this moment, you get angry, what do you do with it? Let's do some prevention here, right? Let's have it not get trapped in the first place. So what do you do with it? Well, my suggestion is you accept it. Now, accepting does not mean you are throwing things across the room and breaking them. Okay, that's not what I mean. Accepting them doesn't mean that you are yelling at someone and telling them what an idiot they are if you're angry. Okay, accepting is not meaning that you are guilting someone into doing what you want them to do because, right? That is not accepting. Accepting is realizing that, wow, I have a human emotion. I could label it as anger, sadness, worry, whatever it is. How can I just be with it in this moment? Be with it. Just like a few weeks ago, I talked about the wasp sting, right? And how it was just being with it, the pain, the discomfort, and then it transmuted itself in lickety split time. It's the same with so-called negative emotions. When we can fully accept them as just normal, everyday human emotions, not try to get rid of them, not try to guilt ourselves into saying, well, you should never have it if you're really enlightened, right? Just go, oh, wow, I feel some anger coming up in this moment, right? You don't even have to say it, but just acknowledging that and accepting it as just, I'm human. I know this is hard for some of you, okay, to accept you're human. I get it. I get it. And in that acceptance, I have a tip for you. I have a chapter in my book, Sensitivity is Your Superpower, that has this little piece that says STOEM for negative emotions. STOEM stands for stillness through observing internal movement. Now, we're going to do this process today. And if you have a so-called negative emotion come up, it could be profound sadness, resentment, anger, worry, anxiety even. I would encourage you to accept it and feel it in the body. Now, this can be very scary and triggering for some of you because you're just trying to avoid anything but feeling in the body. However, you can't heal unless you're here. You can't heal unless you are actually in this timeline, in this body, grounded in this vessel. People wonder why they don't get better. Well, it's because you're out here. You're not even, you're not even populating your body with your own energy. Other energies are going like, wait, that's great, open door, right? let's just go in there and play instead of you populating it. It's your house. Be in your house. So when we have anger, when we have sadness, take a moment to truly feel it in your body, not just in your head, because your head's going blah, blah, blah. Just feel it in the body. I don't care who you're angry at, what you're angry at. It could be politics, could be like a loved one, could be, I don't know, you didn't get a refund at Walmart. I mean, I don't care what it is, because I'm not judging you about it. Feel it in the body. And oftentimes, you'll notice more energy in the body. Now, remember, I had chronic fatigue syndrome before. My chi levels were like, right? My vital force was low. Had I known this, guess what? Even those negative emotions that I had orphaned would have helped to recharge my batteries. Wow. Wow. Mind blown, right? We're trying to get rid of these negative emotions. Look at these split. Don't want to feel them. Guess what? If you're willing to feel them, not only do they transmute quickly, they can transmit energy to your energy body. It can actually fill you back up. Go figure. Go figure. Now, of course, people can expend that energy, but we're not talking about that today. How I figured this out is that, one of my participants in the Light Warrior training camp, live and in person, we were doing a specific exercise, and that particular exercise was to picture and also feel in all the senses the new reality, the ideal reality manifesting, right, in 360 degrees around. And my job and my volunteer's job was to purposefully distract them with certain sounds, with certain vibrations, things like that. Things that are generally uncomfortable. We didn't hurt them, but just generally uncomfortable. And one of the participants said, it helped me. I said, what do you mean it helped you? It helped you imagine more of what you wanted, even though there were supposed to be distractions? She said, yeah, because I felt the energy of that shock in my body, and it like gave me fuel to even like manifest even greater. Like I just felt the energy in my body, and it was like boom, like everything seemed even brighter, and I could imagine even better being in my new reality. And I thought, that's brilliant. I'm going to teach that. Thank you so much. So instead of orphaning your emotions, you accept and love them. The best way is through the body, without taking it personally. That is bad or judging them. Just feel it in the body. You'll probably, if you fully accept them, you'll often find not only is there more energy in the body, things move, and you might even have other things heal and move as well. Pain, things like that. If you have chronic pain, chronic fatigue, there's probably, like I used to have, a truckload or truckloads of anger, resentment, all that kind of stuff. So yes, you're going to have to come to terms with, yes, you are a good person, and yes, you may have a lot of so-called negative emotions trapped that do need to see the light of day, and perhaps use the emotion code or TOLPAKAN healing to support you. But be willing to be in the body. Be willing to accept that these are just regular human emotions. It only becomes a problem when it gets stuck. And when we orphan them, we tell them to get stuck. So I hope this is helpful. Would love to hear your comments about the negative emotions. How have you handled it? Love to know what works for you, and we can continue that conversation in the light medicine community. Let's go ahead and do a little mini activation. around this acceptance, okay, and no longer orphaning our emotions. Rub your hands just to get some energy going, increases the chi and vital force energy, at least temporarily. Relax, close your eyes if it's safe for you to do so. Focus on the body. Feel any energy, movement, pulses, waves happening. Follow the flow wherever you go. Wherever the energy goes, just follow the flow. This is what you're focusing on. Go ahead and bring up an uncomfortable situation that perhaps maybe now you're willing to look into what those emotions are. It doesn't have to be labeled. Go ahead and imagine it. That could be a disappointment, resentment, anger, loss, sadness, worry, whatever it is. Just for this moment, let's play. Think about that. Think about the scene, see it in your mind temporarily. And if you do feel some emotion come up, just allow it to be there. It wouldn't be there if it wasn't stuck. Now feel it in the body. Where do you feel that emotion in the body? And just continue feeling it. Just continue feeling it, loving it. I'll do TOLPAKAN Healing Directive while you continue to focus and feel. I now command anything preventing us from fully accepting and loving all human emotions of any type and orphaning them. I now command this all be healed and resolved in the highest and best way, all directions of time and all timelines where we exist with ease, speed, and grace. Thank you. Anything that will help us fully accept ourselves in all ways possible, even when we don't like some of the things that we feel or like some of the things we do, to fully love and accept ourselves. Go ahead and heal everything that's preventing us from fully loving ourselves at all times, 24/7, as this human in this timeline. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So go ahead and think back to that scene where you were upset or it wasn't happy for you. If you have been feeling in the body, then when you go back to the scene, it should be different. If you were still thinking about the scene, you weren't in the body. So go back and think about the scene now and notice the emotional reaction you have now. Maybe it's shifted, maybe it's not. It's okay if it hasn't. You have more work to do. That's okay. Now command this healing be integrated with ease, speed, and grace in the highest and best way. For this and all the gifts we give our thanks and gratitude. Whew, I don't know about you, but I got really hot. Things are shifting for me, even though I was doing this healing on behalf of all of you. So looking forward to the next time we get together here. Remember to put a thumbs up if you like this video, comment below, let me know what's going on with you, and let's continue the conversation, Light Medicine community. Hey, thanks so much for watching this video. If it resonated with you, would love for you to hit subscribe and the like button and perhaps share it with someone who's like-minded who would appreciate it. And in the meantime, would love to connect with you in my Light Medicine community. It's absolutely free to join, and it's for sensitive souls who wish to receive love and support and also to share who they really are. It's a safe space for each of us to really shine. So I'll put the link below as well as this week's offerings and freebies, and we will see you there.